Hi everyone. In this video, I will introduce myself, and I would also like to tell you a little bit about what I do on campus and my role in your education. So to start off with, I am Dr. Foster, and I am from upstate New York. If you imagine New York State as looking kind of like a dog's head, I grew up kind of where the mouth would be in Western New York. And I went to school starting off at the community college. The local community college was Corning Community College. And after that, I went to Alfred University to get my bachelor's degree in psychology. And after that, I moved to Japan and I lived there for a few years teaching English. And when I came back to the States, I went to Western Kentucky University. This was our mascot, I know. And there I studied experimental psychology. Again, this time I was studying fish vision. And after that, I came back, I came to Ohio, to the Ohio State University, which is where I got my second master's degree and my PhD, which are both in the area of health communication. So that's my educational background. What do I do now? Well, like every other professor that you have, I do multiple things here. I hope you know by now, none of your professors just teach. Certainly we do teach, but we also do something else, something that is either research or something applied. And, by applied, I mean, if you're taking a course in a field that has a very clear job connected to it, like if you're taking a course in counseling, then your professor probably works in counseling on the side. Or if you're taking a class in journalism, your professor probably does freelance journalism or marketing or whatever that is. I do research. And we also, all of us do service, regardless of who your professor is, they do some kind of service. So in terms of teaching, I teach media and citizenship. This is one of my babies, and that we didn't have a class like this, and I really wanted us to. So it took a few years to get it created. Now it exists. Some other classes that I teach include persuasive communication, the history of communication, public speaking, and I teach for the Gen Ed program as well, with the bookends classes. One thing I wanted to mention as well is that every semester I teach a class on independent research where I just do research with undergraduate students. This is volunteer work, it's not something that I'm paid for, but I found that it's very difficult for undergraduate students to get involved in research because everyone wants you to have some kind of experience before they will take you under their wing. And it's very difficult to get experience when no one will offer it to you in the first place. So I do research with undergraduate students, and that is a class that I teach. Um, with my research, like I said, I study health communication. And in that regard, the main thing that I'm trying to do is try to figure out how we can use mass media to essentially get people to be a little bit nicer to each other. So unlike other people who study health communication, I'm not trying to use the media to persuade people to improve their own health and well-being. I really want them to do something that improves the health and well-being of other people. So some examples of that include getting folks to donate blood or organs or money to charitable donations, or to support policies that help people who are disadvantaged in some way. So that is my research. In terms of service, the number one service that I do is peer review. That's something that all of us who do research, we also do peer review, where we're looking over other people's research to see if it reaches our threshold for quality to get published or not. I also work on course creation and ambassador work, so that keeps me pretty busy there. Now, in terms of my role in your education, I think this is something that is important to know. So I made a bit of a metaphor for this. So imagine that your goal in education is similar to this video game that used to be popular back in the 80s. I never played it, but my understanding of it is that the goal of the game is to get to the castle so that you can save the princess. And so this is you. And instead of a princess, let's say that the goal is to reach your, whatever you want to get out of a specific course, whether that's a grade or whether that's some kind of knowledge or whether it's a skill that you're looking to hone, that's your goal. And a lot of students will often think of my role in their education as something like this, where I am really like in the way, like you're not going to get through the grades unless you get through me. And I'm afraid that doesn't fit my personality or my goals for the course. I'm not here to be an obstacle for anybody. Another version of this metaphor, though, I would say is something else that students often think, which is that, my role in their education is really just to take them to their goals, sort of whisk them away. And that is not my role in your education either, because I can't just get you where you need to be. Certainly, you need to be the one doing the work. So in reality, it's a little bit something more like this, where here's you and there's your dream goals. And again, you are doing all the work. You're doing the actual climbing to get where you need to go. And my role here is really just to be a guide more than anything else, where I might be, giving you some tips, some information, maybe grab that rock or put your foot there. So that's really what we're going towards through the semester. So in the next video, I will share more information with you specifically about the course, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day.